On Studio G, see how local high school students are helping the fight against breast cancer.
Plus, see how UNLV's own Honor College stays fit mentally and physically.
And later, see why tourists are flocking to the Las Vegas Valley for March Madness. Studio G starts right now.
Thank you for joining us today on Studio G. I'm Asley Maslow.
And I'm Mandy Massa. We bring you an update on Germanwings flight that crashed Tuesday morning in the French Alps, killing 150 people. A French prosecutor said that there is now evidence from the audio recorder that indicated the pilot was locked out of the cockpit and the co-pilot deliberately crashed the plane. Shrieks of terror can be heard from the passengers as the pilot was banging on the door. The motive behind the crash is still being investigated, and the co-pilot was not on a terror watch list.
Tornadoes ripped through the Tulsa, Oklahoma on Wednesday, killing one and injuring many others, according to emergency officials. The Tulsa County Sheriff's Office reported that massive damage was done to 40 to 60 homes. Electric utilities said that more than 41,000 customers were without power. This region of the United States is known to experience these harsh conditions. In 2013, Oklahoma suffered major damage that killed 24 people and injured 300 more. The intersection at Desert Inn Road and Maryland Parkway has a big water leak this morning. The intersection is down to one lane going both ways while crews work to replace the leaking water valve. What caused this leak is still unclear, but according to a Las Vegas Water District spokesman, some water service in the area is affected, but lanes are expected to reopen sometime during midday today.
Earlier this week, I caught up with some incoming out-of-towners at McCarran International Airport. They told me why every year they choose Las Vegas as their go-to destination for March Madness. I also got a chance to talk with some local experts about how Las Vegas itself benefits from all the madness. Take a look. March Madness is underway, and visitors from around the country have made their way to Las Vegas to watch, wager, and win.
There are certain events that Las Vegas does better than anybody else. The Super Bowl and March Madness. This is the first real big day of March Madness, and if you go into the Westgate Sportsbook and you go into their showroom, it is it's pandemonium, but it's good pandemonium because everybody's excited about being in Las Vegas. There's nothing like watching the game here.
The unique experience Las Vegas offers fans is certainly good for local business.
It's better than good. It's great for business.
Jimmy Vaccaro, one of the original and most notable odds makers in the sports betting business, says the house is packed.
We're dealing with about 2,000 more people that we would normally see on a Saturday that will come in during the course of the day, in and out. Upstairs we have a ballroom with 1,000 people in it. We had to turn some people away because we just didn't have enough room.
Vaccaro says the increase in business is usually due to big events where you can place a bet.
Sports betting in general is just taken off here in Nevada. From what we did 5 years ago to where we are now is just like incrementally, it's jumped close to 10% a year.
And the tournament specifically, it continues to grow as well.
We all benefit here of the growth of this tournament. It's grown about 7% a year in the past 5 years. That's a huge jump in sports betting.
The growth of the tournament over the past decade has been so great that it's now being compared to one of the biggest sporting events of the year.
First 4 days of the tournament, it's like 4 days of Super Bowl. It's a little, Super Bowl is actually a little easier to manage because there's just the one game, whereas there's one game after another, so it keeps us pretty busy.
To deal with the extra rush, hotels and casinos here in town must make adjustments, beneficial to local residents looking for a job.
We bring in temps to help us out because it's the 4 days, like I said, it starts early. We open at 7 will close 11 or 12 depending on the crowd. So it's a long day, so we have to have some extra bodies.
The Las Vegas economy is reaping the benefits as well. Last year, the city had more than 3.6 million visitors during the month of March. And the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority expects to surpass that number this year.
Town is on fire. It's really great for our economy, like 96% occupancy rate in the rooms. And we have to fill, 160,000 rooms here. That's where we have our bread and butter. And events like this and the way they promote it and the excitement that's here, everybody has to come to Las Vegas.
The madness that takes over the city won't be going anywhere anytime soon.
It's a whole week of where the city really, it benefits everybody because you have extra people coming in here, and it's just something that's grown leaps and bounds in the past 10 years. Where it's going to end, kid, you're smarter than me if you know.
Reporting for Studio G, I'm Mandy Massa. In addition, the American Gaming Association estimates that over $9 billion will be wagered on this year's NCAA tournament. Compare that to only about $3 million on the Super Bowl.
With baseball season back in full swing, the New York Yankees are preparing for this upcoming season at spring training in Tampa, Florida.
But some of the fellas decided to cut loose and have a little fun by recreating a scene from the classic 1993 movie, The Sandlot. Check it out.
You mean to tell me you went home and swiped the ball signed by Babe Ruth and brought it out here and actually played with it?
And actually played with it? Yeah, but I was gonna bring it back. But it was signed by Babe Ruth. Yeah, you keep telling me that, but who is she? What? What?
The Sultan of SWAT, the King of Crash,
The Colossus of Clout.
The Colossus of Clout.
Babe Ruth.
The Great Bambino. Oh my God, you mean that's the same guy?
Yes.
I don't feel so good.
The video was launched yesterday and has already gone viral.
Hopefully we get to see more athletes thespian side in the future.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. It reminded me of the Mariners. I'm a fan of the Mariners, and these only air regionally, but they do really funny commercials every year to promote.
I don't understand sports at all, so I didn't get that.
You haven't seen The Sandlot?
No.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, I mean, it was funny. It's always funny when professionals act silly, so. Coming up after the break, Becca Dimmick tells us what's trending in the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Teach for America is an opportunity to inspire children to be the best they can be.
When I grow up, I want to be an actor. When I grow up, I want to be a police officer.
Give Nevada a brighter future by enriching our children's lives and inspiring them to achieve their greatest potential.
When I grow up, I'll be a scientist. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. When I grow up, I want to be a paramedic.
It really does make an impact in their future.
You can apply online at teachforamerica.org.
I used to have to do things, bad things, just to get by.
I was scared to come home sometimes. The gang knew where I lived.
Mommy said she couldn't afford it, but I want to be a singer when I grow up. I like singing.
I'm not afraid anymore. My life has changed.
My dreams are coming true!
I realize now that my world is so much bigger.
The name of my show is Spinning Indie. We play a lot of alternative music, we play post-punk, a lot of stuff coming out from unsigned or newly signed bands. I like to play an hour of music, and then after the first hour we talk a ton about latest music news in the second hour. A lot of rock and roll going on the show. I'm Kylie O'Rourke, and you can listen to Spinning Indie on rebelhd2.com.
Welcome back from the break. I'm Becca Dimmick, and here's what's happening in the world of entertainment this week. We'll start off looking at some technology and social media news. Facebook is looking to the past to help its users create some digital nostalgia with their new feature called On This Day, which will allow users to see statuses and pictures they've posted and been tagged in from past years.
Facebook launched the new feature for all of its users this week, but people have had the option to subscribe to it for over a year. And moving right along, the Fast and the Furious franchise is expanding to more than just movies. Universal Studios Hollywood this week announced that they would be unveiling a new Fast and Furious ride intended to make guests feel like they're on the set of one of the films. The supercharged ride will open at the theme park on June 25th. And in other Fast and Furious news, star of the movies, Vin Diesel, welcomed his newborn daughter this week, naming her Pauline, in the memory of his late friend and co-star Paul Walker. Some bad news for all you Directioners out there. Zayn Malik announced yesterday that he has officially left the band One Direction. Zayn left their world tour last week, citing stress as the reason, and now it looks as if he is gone permanently. Though the band is down one member, they plan on continuing with business as usual. The band will finish their world tour and still plans on releasing their 5th studio album later this year. Something else scheduled to come out later this year, an X-Files reunion. Fox announced earlier this week that the popular sci-fi show from the 90s and early 2000s will return for a 6-episode run. Stars David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson are on board to reprise their roles as agents Fox Mulder and Dana Scully. The revival of the series is supposed to tie up loose ends between the characters of Scully and Mulder, and is said to be the final chapter. Continuing on, comedian Will Ferrell this week was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
We proudly welcome to the Walk of Fame, Will Ferrell.
His longtime friends and co-stars Molly Shannon and John C. Reilly introduced Ferrell as he accepted his award. After 7 years on Saturday Night Live and over 40 movies, it seems about time Ferrell received a star. Moving on, a new report released this week on Bankrate.com has ranked the best and worst states to retire in. You might be surprised by the rankings. Stereotypical states that come to mind when talking about retirement, like Florida and Hawaii, didn't even rank in the top 10. The ranking was based off of each state's cost of living, crime rate, healthcare quality, state and local tax burden, and personal well-being for seniors. Wyoming ranked in as the #1 state to retire in, with Colorado and Utah coming in second and third. And in last place, we have the state of Arkansas. And that's all the entertainment news I have for you today. Coming up next, we have Christy Zarpas interviewing Bulgarian singer Kichka Bodurova, but first we have a clip of her and one of her past performances.
We are now sitting here with the Bulgarian pop star, Kichka Bodurova. Thanks for being here with us today, Kichka.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. So tell me a little bit how you got started with music.
Well, I was very young when I started singing, and after my mom pushed me to go to sing in a group that they were not professional when I was in high school. After I finished Conservatoria, the music academy, and this is how it started.
Okay, and what were some of the struggles you faced on the way to your career?
Well, there were a few, and there were, I can say, even more than normally, because I used to live in communist country, and that time Bulgaria was communist country, and it was very difficult to start being a star. You have to go to a few international festivals first to prove yourself, to prove your talent, and after they're deciding if you're going to make your first CD. And this is how it happened with me. I went to 5 actually international festivals, and I had a word from there, and then they said, you know what, you're ready to go.
Nice. And what was some of the best experiences you had as a singer?
The best experience is when you stay front of thousands of people and you can say you are mine. I have you now. If they stand up, all of them, in the end of my concert, and I know that actually that was my goal, to be mine, all the people.
And I know you had your career in Bulgaria, but you actually moved to America. What made you want to move to America?
Well, I was invited to perform here in one international program in Los Angeles. Actually, I came here for work. I met a wonderful person, my husband, and I became a mother here, so I'm proud now to be American.
And so since the move, how has your career changed?
Well, it was very difficult to continue going through the ocean to Europe every summer. I was waiting my daughter to finish school, and after to take her and go the family there and perform, because now I'm here 24 years and more even, and still I keep my name. And the most important for one performer is not just to know you when they see you on the street, but to love you. And I think that I have the love of my country.
So was it the love of your country? What was the inspiration behind wanting to be a successful singer?
Well, I think that just with me just happened. But the most important, I think that I won the game, how we can say, is not only to sing, to be a human being when you talk to the concert, to touch the people, to feel you more close. So probably it's a big difference between here, the stars, and in Bulgaria, but I think that in all the countries, it doesn't matter where you are, you have to be just yourself.
Does anyone else in the family sing?
Well, not now. I don't know, probably my grandchildren, but not now.
Okay, so for now it's just you. You're the star. And so other than having a good voice...
Oh, excuse me, I'm going to interrupt you for something, because when I took my daughter first time in a studio to have interviewed her, she didn't speak Bulgarian, and they asked her, do you want to be a star like mom? She was 4 years old, and she said, no, I want to be the moon, probably because the moon is the only one. The stars, there are too many.
Oh, that's sweet. So other than having a good voice, what's important as a singer?
I think it's very important to have personality, to believe in yourself, to be you, not to try to be like somebody. If you don't find yourself, if you are not you, you're never going to win. You're never going to be a star if you do something that somebody already did. So try to be yourself, try to have self-confidence, this is how I have to say, and believe what you're doing. And actually the most important in life, I can say, is to do something that you love. Because there are many people in life that they're doing something and they're just working because they have to pay the bills. The people that they're happy is those that they can be happy in their work. They're satisfied with their job.
That's such beautiful words. Thank you so much for coming with us today. That is all the time we have. Thank you for being here and sharing your story with us. It was great having you.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have, and we'll be right back after these short messages.
The name of the show is Jazz and a Touch of Soul. The show consists of basically jazz and a little soul music and pulling in a little chill music too, a lot of groups out of the UK. My style of music will help you open your mind more and open your ears to other sounds and other types of music. The name of the show is Jazz and a Touch of Soul. I'm Langston Carter, your host, every Saturday morning from 8 until 10 on rebelhd2.com.
A new club formed out of the Honors College is striving to get more than brains working.
The Honors Rebellion is this whole little wellness splinter outside of the Honors College. We have our student council, and the Rebellion's like an axillary branch, and we're basically just a group of students who like to do physical activity. We train every Saturday morning. We'll do it on campus, Sunset Park right over here, or usually my favorite is whenever we go to Red Rock. I like doing trail running.
We felt like there were students that wanted the sort of wellness component to the college. We do phenomenal things with academics. So we've got these outstanding classes. The community is small. It's a very tight-knit community. And we felt like, okay, there was this need and this desire to have a wellness component.
I am a sophomore, and this is my second semester in the Honors College. So my first semester, I wasn't really involved. A lot of people were actually doing the Honors Rebellion Wellness Club. However, I was one who didn't participate in it. This is more than just a club, it's really a family, you know, so, and for somebody like myself, that means a lot.
When I talk to students about it, it's not, hey, I want to recruit the amazing athletes that are in the Honors College. It's, I want to recruit students that, yeah, maybe they have some physical prowess, but that really, they want to learn something new about themselves. They want to figure out this new side of themselves. It's been this phenomenal experience. And even if you're not in the Honors College, man, do something crazy like this. Sign up for a Tough Mudder, sign up for a 5K if you've never done anything. Sign up for something that'll push you to your limits and beyond. Thanks.
If you're an honors student interested in joining the Rebellion, visit unlv.edu/honors/wellness.
With spring break quickly approaching, the last thing you probably want to think about is homework.
Lucky for you, a new study shows that more may not be better.
The American Psychological Association published a study on homework and adolescence. This study was done on over 8,000 teenage students and suggests 1 hour of homework per day is more than enough to be effective. Researchers found that those who were given consistent homework scored nearly 50% higher on the standardized test. In this study, the students who were asked for frequent or constant help on their math homework scored 54 points lower than those who did the homework on their own.
Overall, this study found that more than 70 minutes of homework per day isn't very efficient.
Looks like we all might be able to start spring break a little bit early.
I don't know about you, but I feel like I already sort of started spring break.
Mentally?
In my mind, yeah.
Mentally?
Definitely.
Me too.
I don't know,
Definitely.
70 minutes of homework though. Is that
Every
for,
day?
I'm wondering if that's for college or.
It says adolescents, so I think that's like high school, middle school.
So we're out of luck. That stinks.
Probably out of luck.
Coming up after the break.
Shadow Ridge High School held their annual breast cancer awareness walk this past month. Reporter Sherelle Moore has a scoop on the event.
Service fraternity. We do service to our campus, to our community, to our college, and to our nation as participating citizens. Our cardinal principles are leadership, friendship, and service, and that you can have a great time helping out your local community and your college. We are the Alpha Zeta Upsilon chapter of Alpha Phi Omega, a national co-ed service fraternity.
My show is called Window on the Middle East, and it deals with all the issues that deal with the Middle East. Middle East is a very important part of the world. I grew up in America, and yet I'm from the Middle East. It's a commoner's viewpoint based on experience as well as scholarship. My name is Shervin Mushuri. I'm the host of the talk show Window on the Middle East at the rebelhd2.com.
Shadow Ridge High School held their annual breast cancer awareness walk this past month. Reporter Sherelle Moore has a scoop on the event.
Shadow Ridge High School held their annual breast cancer walk this past month.
Well, it's our 9th annual cancer walk, and over the past 9 years, we've raised over $35,000 for breast cancer towards Susan G. Komen. So we really tried to make this one a big one. Well, we have like a bunch of carnival games that we've had clubs from all around the school help out and volunteer to do.
So we have like a cakewalk, a ring toss, everything like that. Football going on.
We have vendors that have all just donated their time to come down.
Every single penny of it goes to Susan G. Komen Foundation. And this year our goal is $5,500, and we've surpassed it every single year.
The event was hosted by the students of Shadow Ridge High School. If you missed out on this fun carnival event, don't worry, you can always come out to next year's walk. Here's how to find out about it.
Try to get as many people to come as we can. We advertise it all around school and everything.
Social media, like everywhere.
They can come to school. We'll be advertising it next year around March time. So if they want to find out more information, they can come to Shadow Ridge and talk to the AFJ ROTC.
And we have a Twitter account and a website. It's Shadow Ridge High School Cancer Walk.
Yeah, Shadow Ridge High School Cancer Walk. We have a Facebook page, a Twitter account, and an Instagram.
This walk may be over, but if you head to the Susan G. Komen of Southern Nevada's website, there are still tons more events going on throughout the year in support of breast cancer. For Studio G, I'm Sherelle Moore.
Shadow Ridge once again beat their goal of $3,500. To find out more events that are happening in the Valley in support of breast cancer, head to ComenSouthernNevada.org.
A Texas woman celebrated her 104th birthday last week. She credits this long, fulfilling life to her daily consumption of a popular beverage.
Got sugar in it, and two doctors have told me that if I drink it, I will die, but they died first.
Elizabeth Sullivan claims she was able to live this long by drinking 3 Dr. Peppers a day. Sullivan enjoys spending her days surrounded by her children, her grandchildren, and 13 great-grandchildren.
My gosh, she calls me Gaga, so this is a thing she's written about me. Gaga turned 104 and the whole world celebrated. Oh my goodness!
How nice. Her 60-year-old grandchild still calls her Gaga.
Thanks for watching today's show.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow for our Studio G live magazine show. Have a great day, Las Vegas.